Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make this hexagonal box, I think you call it. It's made of tas oak, which are old floorboards that I got from my niece's old house. She's pulling down so she can build a new one. So I've made her a keepsake box and I've lasered their names in the face of it. Come along and I'll show you exactly how to make this box. Guys, we're not in the shed today, we're going on a road trip to get some timber. Okay guys, timber rod on the right hand side there. I'm off to my niece's house to rip up some old floorboards so I can make her a keepsake box for her and her husband. Should be fun, come along. Tell you what guys, they're nailed down pretty good. Luckily I'm only making a box that doesn't move the floorboard. It's bloody hard. This timber's been there for so long and it's so heavy. It's a very dense dassh, I think. The house half demolished. A couple of days it'll all be gone. Hey guys, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe and ring the bell. I'm on a new channel looking for subscribers. I'm thinking of giving value for your time, so please subscribe. Hey guys, I'm back from my niece's house. I've got 6 or 7 boards of tas oak flooring. Bloody hard stuff. Got a heap of nails in it, but I'll just cut them out now. But the boxes are going to be in between the nails. Mate, I wouldn't want to get these out. But it's bloody A-grade timber, but it's so hard. Once I get rid of all the nails, then we'll decide what sort of box I'm going to make for her. Okay guys, a good looking box, isn't it? Made of the old floorboards. A hexagonal box, I think you call it. I'll cut these down to about 70mm, then put them through the thickness, put a groove in them, then cut the angles on them, and we'll take it from there. Right, just doing up top. Okay guys, time for a cup of tea and a story. I'll tell you another story about my apprenticeship days. In my apprenticeship, in my second year apprenticeship, I was put in charge of the timber yard. The timber yard was down the road from our factory, about 300 metres, but they had 2 factories. They had one on a corner, 300 yards down the road where they did the finishing. And in between there was a whole heap of houses. And the timber yard was down the road next to the finishing factory. So I was put in charge of the timber yard, which I thought wasn't a bad job, but I was out in the open a bit. Every morning I used to go down and arrange what timber we needed for the next day. So I was always kind of a day in front. They would tell me what they're going to be making the next day, so I'd go down and sort out all the timber that they needed to use. It was fairly big and it had a lot of timber that we don't get now. It had a lot of teak, heaps of teak, blackwood, ramin, which we don't get now, just pure white timber. And we had Iroko, and black bean. Now they're two timbers that, mate, I'm allergic to. As soon as I smell that dust, my nose starts to run, I start to cough. Shocking stuff, that black bean and the Iroko. And they also had a lot of ash, of course, and myrtle. But being only 16 years old, I didn't care. Timber was just timber to me. It's not like now where I would have drilled over some of the timbers that they had. But no, timber was just timber. I was a kid, 16 years old. And they gave me an old World War I gun cart, I think it was, without the gun, of course. So I must have looked funny walking past all these houses every morning, wheeling this cart of timber up the street. But that's how it was done in those days. No one cared. You just wheel it up the street and into the factory. I was only a second year apprentice. I was getting paid $25 a week. A lot of money? Damn, not. And I never worked overtime. But I was young. I wanted to enjoy myself. The boss came down to the timber yard one day and said, "We need you to work Saturdays. You need to get the timber out for the Monday morning's work." I said, I don't want to work overtime. He goes, "Yeah, but why? Why don't you want to work overtime?" I was getting paid $25 a week. I turned to him and said, "Well, I don't need the money." He didn't know what to say to that. Anyway, I didn't have to work Saturdays. I hated working Saturdays. I did occasionally, but not very often. I hated it with a vengeance. Timber in those days it wasn't like it is now. It was very plentiful. They used to just throw out a lot of big offcuts of blackwood and not so much teak, but blackwood and all the Aussie timbers. They just threw them out, threw them in the bin, big chunks, which I'd love to have now. But it's not like that now. You can hardly get any timbers anymore. I seem to find I've got a good stash of timber, as you see on some of my videos. And the only other timber I can get is from Matthews Timber, the exotic timbers, and they're damned expensive. Damned expensive. I think every time I go over there I buy 4 board, soprano, Wanch, Paduke, and maybe US maple. And I'm not getting change out of $500. And damn expensive. But it's my hobby and that's what I do. So that's the story for today. I'll see what I can make out of that. Cool. Okay guys, I've drawn the box up full size. You see where all the A's are, they're the angles that I have to cut. They're all at 22.5 degrees. So I'll just cut the box over the pattern now. So I'll just cut it to the pattern. So as you see how I'm fitting the pieces to the pattern itself. They don't have to be perfect, but the box can end up being a bit bigger or a bit smaller, it doesn't matter. As long as they're all cut at 22.5, and then I'll just cut the ones in between. Okay guys, I've got the box cut. There's no way that you can cramp this, it just won't come up. So you just got to tape each piece as you go. And then just let it sit and dry. That's all you can do. And it'll come up good. Started the glue up. I couldn't even tape them, they were just too finicky. So I just rubbed them in, put them on the pattern, just glued them all, rubbed them in, got them set up and just left them. They'll be fine. I've done half of the box. And then I've got to see if the bottom fits. I'll do the last 3 pieces when this dries. Another day, and box come up well again, I think. We'll unpack it now. And I think it come up good. Yeah, nice and tight. Oh, the glue is dry. The Type Bond free glue is such a good glue that, mate, it just sticks. So you can do this kind of setup where you don't need to cramp, just rub them in and they come up great. I've got the top lid cut for it, that's all been in the clamp, so I cut that roughly now and then plane it up and sand it up, and then cut it to shape, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Now I'll just turn the box upside down, I'll mark it out and then just cut it to the lines. And then I'm going to put a moulding around it and then hinge it. I'm going to do some laser work on this box for my niece, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Guys, I've set the lid up in the laser to engrave the words Caroline and Anthony. Okay guys, just a simple little box made from the flooring from their old house. I've inscribed their names on the lid, so there's something to remember their old house by. All finished. Box them up great as normal. With I lasered their names on the lid just to give us some pizzazz. But mate, look at the timber. Not one blemish in it. Damn, they used to make floorboards out of A-grade timber in those days. Now, not so much. And anyway, that's just come up well, hasn't it? Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm only a new channel, as you know, and I'm looking for all the subscribers I can get. I'm trying to give value for your time. Anyway, see you in the next video. Bye for now.